The transformation you're about to see gives new meaning to turning the tables.
Oh my goodness, this is the craziest morning.
40 interior designers from around the country convene at the famed Cipriani's in Midtown Manhattan, where the excitement is contagious.
Everybody is completely frantic.
Designers have just 5 hours to decorate an over-the-top table. The theme? Flights of Fancy.
Meet Monique, our Peacock floral centerpiece, made entirely of beads, hand-applied, and orchids.
The centerpieces are stunning. Enormous floral arrangements that weigh close to 100 pounds, hot air balloons, even beehives. But the morning is not without an emergency or two.
Guys, we forgot our steamer today, but Cipriani came through and gave us their industrial grade. So these chair covers are going to be perfect.
So we've been working on this table for about 5 hours, and it's crunch time. So now we are wrapping up all these little details and trying to get everything done before the gala begins.
But despite the chaos,
and since we're at Cipriani and their signature drink is a Bellini, I say it's never too early to have one.
the designer's hard work is all to celebrate Lenox Hill Neighborhood House, an incredible organization founded in 1894 that helps to improve the lives of thousands of New Yorkers in need. They educate children, feed hungry neighbors, care for the elderly, advocate for vulnerable individuals, and so much more. You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. Before today's episode, click the join button below to support all of the storytelling we do on this channel. Our growing community of members help to directly fund more videos so we can capture these extraordinary homes from around the world. So join today to receive early and exclusive access to new Homeworthy videos.
Hey, I'm Mallory Matheson Glenn of Mallory Matheson Inc., based in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're excited to share with you our table for the Lennox Hill Gala. The inspiration for this table is the glamour of circus life in the 1920s, and the name of it is Esprit de Cirque, a spirit of the circus. We worked with a sister parish, Jim Thompson, Scalamandre, Pierre Frey, among others, to put this collected whimsical look together. We wanted to implement some stars and stripes and animals that might be found in the circus. We have some awesome little cheetahs under here that look like they're sitting in a garden. We've got some feathers that would be coming from headdresses. We have got masks. We've got little tinted place cards. So we're just trying to take all of some fun, whimsical elements that are typically associated with vintage circus feel. We bought these masks on Amazon and hand painted them in our office. It's a little craft project. So everyone who comes to our table tonight will be taking home a little piece of original artwork. We have a mix of La Double J china with some little glasses from Amazon that have all the colors of the rainbow, both in the Amazon finds and the high-end La Double J china. We have little tassels and really just wanted to create a feeling of fun. That's what this table is all about. Colorful, fun, whimsy, kind of step out of reality and have a good time. My mother is an artist and she painted the little place cards for us and the menu. And so that gives a nice little pop of color on it. We wanted every place setting to be a little bit different. So we have a different salad plate, different napkin, and different dinner plate to give each one its own individual characteristics. So we love these little lamps that were also an Amazon find, and they add a little bit of glamour to the table with the silk shades and the velvet trim that we added. We bought these little rechargeable lamps off Amazon and then took to them with a glue gun and added some velvet peacock ribbon that I bought at a flea market in Paris a few years ago. So we have these 3 cheetahs that are under the table, our little performing circus animals. And these are actually little cocktail tables that are from Urban Outfitters. And the glass part of the table holds the flower arrangements, We wanted it to feel like these cheetahs were walking in a garden and then the flowers and feathers were growing out of their heads. This is another one of our fun little Amazon finds, a rainbow little ashtray. We love these little candy cigarettes and have some personalized matchbooks, so it's a great way to send a little something home with the guests from our table, and a kaleidoscope of fun. We love how fun and tongue-in-cheek these little chocolate cigarettes are. No, we don't condone smoking, but we do all condone chocolate.
Our table's theme this year is Up, Up, and Away, which was dictated by the design of this manual canvas fabric from Cowton and Tout. We pulled the colors to make our own hot air balloon by honeysuckle and roses. And then here we have little chocolate boxes with the same pattern. And then the cloud speaks to our custom menu designed by Dolce Press. Once everyone's seated at their table, I'm going to let them know that they all have their very own hot air balloon weights attached to the back of their chairs with their steampunk glasses that they can load it all into. And the best part is the hand-painted champagne bottles, also with the design of the fabric. The man behind it all is right here, Steve. He's finishing putting it together right now. He built this massive metal structure that's all hidden inside of the ropes and the fabric that was designed by his daughter, Lindsay, right over there also. And yeah, it's pretty spectacular. Okay, so we have a great mix of florals in here. We have some peonies, hydrangeas, roses, all sitting on top of this wonderful wheatgrass to kind of make it like our hot air balloon is really landing. One of my favorite things that they did with the balloon basket is they antiqued it, so it looked a little bit more realistic. These are our sugar butterflies we're going to scatter around the table, and you can actually eat them.
Hi, my name is Anthony Belomo. I have a garden shop called Orangery in Millbrook, New York. And so this table was sort of inspired by both the garden in springtime, but also the idea of a chinoiserie fantasy. So I'm calling this Chinoiserie Garden. Our house in Millbrook called Clobrook Farm that I share with my husband, Christopher Spitzmiller, we have in our dining room an antique wallpaper that is a chinoiserie scene. And in it, there are parrots and bamboo and other flowers. And so this table was really inspired by that wallpaper, including its palette. So the centerpiece of the table is essentially a collection of tulipiers. Tulipiers are these very tall glazed towers that come apart in sections. Each one is filled with water, and historically they would be filled with tulips or other flowers. And so I have the table anchored with the series of tulipiers. These are particularly tall, which is sort of fun, and a graduated size down. And then around them will basically be, by tonight, candlelight, these parrots, which again were inspired by the parrots in the wallpaper at Clobrook Farm. There will be some small arrangements in Christopher Spitzmiller cachepos that are faux bois. And then these are brand new plates by Christopher Spitzmiller Inc. that are also done in faux bois. So the border of the plate sort of corresponds with the cachepo, and then everything will sort of be glowing once it's lit, and the napkins are in place and the glassware, and that will reflect light. So I like to kind of get the table set first, and then I start layering in the flowers, and by the time I'm done, hopefully it'll look like a garden that was inspired by that Chinese wallpaper. Funnily enough, this is a tablecloth that we had at home. It's probably its second showing here at the Lenox Hill Gala. Our good friend Harry Heisman, who has done a lot of things for us at Clobrook Farm, he used this tablecloth a few years ago. I am, for some reason, forgetting the maker of it. I should know the answer to it. But it's a great cloth because it's sort of a neutral pattern that goes with everything. It's a little bit more contemporary than I would typically use, so that sort of makes it fun as it contrasts with the tulipier. The birds are old, so the large pair of parrots I had bought a few years back, and they are vintage. Maybe they're not terribly old. They might be from the 1960s or 70s. And then when I had them here in my New York City apartment and then moved up to Millbrook, they came with me. And then funnily enough, Christopher had a pair of smaller parrots that are here, also vintage. And so I thought they'd be fun to be buddies together on this table. So my husband, Christopher Spitzmiller, is a potter, and he has a company called Christopher Spitzmiller Inc. So all the plates are made by them. This is a brand new faux bois pattern. The cachepos are made by them. They don't make tulipiers yet anyway, but this is a fun mix of just glazed ceramics. And then we're both big gardeners. I'm a landscape architect. He likes to garden, I garden. And so all of these tulips were grown at Clobrook Farm by us. So they're all from the garden. They're at their absolute peak. And so it's a perfect marriage of flowers and pottery for this table.
I'm Mary Caroline Mumpower of MCM Interior Design out of Tennessee. I came all the way from Tennessee for this event. We're so honored to be included. We worked for years in New York with Bunny Williams and then Richard Keith Langham. And now that we are back in Tennessee, we're just glad that they remember us and ask us to come back. In just 4 short hours, this whole room will be transformed. There are 40 designers that have each done a table, and everybody is completely frantic, which is 4 hours to go. It's flowers, butterflies, tablecloths, all the things. We are almost there, not completely worried yet, but we still have to get this monstrosity on this table. So anyway, we'll see. Tonight's theme for this event is in flight. And I was inspired to use butterflies and lots of birds. And anyway, we're still getting all set up. We've got this incredible tablecloth. I love a multicolor stripe, a multicolor anything, obviously. We're using these gorgeous, gorgeous birds that we got in Palm Beach. We're using these incredible multicolor Italian plates. We've got a tablecloth by the incredible Sophie Robinson out of England. Anyway, we're using bamboo hardware. We've got these incredible napkins out of New Orleans by Leontine Linens. Oh, look what's happening finally. It happened. So nerve-wracking. This ginormous arrangement finally on our table. So, yay! Thank you guys. Thank you. So we got to New York 2 days ago, and we've been back and forth to the flower district to get all these incredible flowers. This morning, as we were walking out of J. Page, we came across this bonkers dyed Pomosa fern, and it was obviously going to be the perfect finish to our arrangement. We're using something a little bit bizarre. We're using these buckeyes. I mean, who knew that you could put buckeyes in a flower arrangement? Using these fun butterflies just to stay on theme and be whimsical. Anyway, incredible rattan vase that we got in Palm Beach. Some beautiful protea, which I love because they're kind of a little bit brutalist, not so fragile and pretty. We love that. I always love a good poppy. And of course, you've got to have some hydrangeas. So a little excitement. We did not realize that our birds were super top heavy. So my good friend Hillary, who's helping me set up, came up with this clever idea, which I'm sure is going to work great. We are cutting into some Oasis and going to hot glue them in. So hopefully they won't fall over and crash all of our plates and glasses. So fingers crossed. So anyway, we'll see. We will see. Hopefully it's going to work.
Okay, so we have created some clouds from baby's breath because it's about take flight. So I'm thinking clouds in the sky, head in the sky, dreaming. And we used some carnations to add some drama. Kamaya wanted some drama, so we're adding some carnations to make it bigger. So the inspiration for this was Whoville, Dr. Seuss, all the weird places, but also beautiful places, very whimsical. So that's what we were going for. That's why you see all these like really pastel colors, like when you look in the sky, but when we finish, there will be some more saturated colors at the bottom. So it's gonna be very childlike, if you will. So we're Brooklyn Blooms. I'm the owner. It's my assistant Victoria is helping me. And yeah, we just came to create beauty for Camilla. So this Brooklyn Blooms is a woman-owned, black-owned company, and we've been around for 7 years.
Hi everyone, my name is Kamaya Brown. I'm the owner of Kamaya Brown Interiors, and this is our table that is still in process. My concept and my inspiration from the title Flights of Fancy is Dreams Take Flight, and it's connecting with your inner child, this moment of whimsical, this magical touches of quirkiness, and just embracing our dreams within and connecting with that experience and those ideas that maybe we've allowed to not be a part of our present thought. And so we want our guests tonight to connect with that moment inside. And so for our table, we have our fabric for our tabletop from Kravitz. It is a Gastoni Daniela fabric, and it is so beautiful, so luscious, and it is the backdrop for all things inspirational and magical. Our napkins have a custom embroidery that says, "Let your dreams be your wings." And again, just another nod to this vision and this idea of embracing your dreams within. So with our glassware, we specified these from Anthropology. We're loving this ombre, this blue that really bounces off of the green for the tablecloth, and it's a really nice backdrop for everything else colorful that we have going on. And so for all of our guests, we gave them all a name and something to just evoke confidence and excitement, and again, connecting with that inner child. So our guest who sits here, their name is Believer. Our guest who sits here, their name is Courageous. We have Adventurous, we have Explorer, we have Imaginative. And then our flowers are also coming again from that theme with butterflies and tulle and this moment of like connecting with Dr. Seuss. And so, yeah, we're putting the final finishing touches on, and we'll be ready soon. The inspiration for our table and our table's name is called Dreams Take Flight. And it's all about connecting with your inner child, reconnecting with those dreams that you had that you may not have pursued. And so tonight we want all of our guests to be adventurous and be open to connecting with those ideas and pursuing them. And so that is what we want our guests to take away today. So it's definitely been stressful, but what I've loved is this idea that we get to create something that we believe is beautiful and then see it come to fruition and partner with our florists and, you know, our vendors who are supporting our dream and like what we're wanting to see come to life in our table.
My name is Lara Michelle, and my design firm is called Lara Michelle Beautiful Interiors. So this is my tabletop design, and it's called Lara's Enchanted Butterfly Garden. And I wanted an over-the-top, spectacular garden filled with butterflies of different colors. And we have little bird cages full of butterflies, and all the purples and pinks and blues that I wanted from my design scheme. So we started assembling at about 10 a.m. Well, we loaded in at about 10, and it's been going now for a few hours. We've been putting everything together, but that's just an accumulation of hours of meetings and different designs that we've gone through to get to this stage. This thing probably weighs, I don't know, 100 pounds. So we constructed this, that took a few days, of wooden vines, and there's a waterproof fixture inside, and we poured water inside, and then we inserted the cherry tree branches, and then all the other flowers on top of that, and then the butterflies, the hanging candles, and the birdhouses.
Well, it's showtime. Eric Lysdahl here with
Philip Norkel-Eunice.
Welcome back. We want to show you our table that we did for the Lenox Hill Neighborhood House Gala, and here we are. The theme is Regency Singerie. That's what we call the table. It's an evocative of the English Regency period and the fantasies of the Brighton Pavilion. And Singerie is a French term for, explain it.
Monkeys and
human.
art and interiors, and yes, pretending to be humans in the 18th century.
Right, so we utilized one of Philip's fabulous, important Paul Store silver centerpieces and had our florist arrange this wonderful fantasy, and we have our monkey perched in the top with the parasol. And we carried the theme into the napkins here, had these embroidered with the monkeys, with the parasol, the Lennox Hill monogram incorporated, And then these wonderful vintage Lynn Chase hand-painted monkey-themed dishes.
But really the monkey holding the umbrella is a wonderful work that Eric did. He actually painted the monkey in orange to match, a saffron color to match the tables, and added little emeralds around the sleeves. It's just charming. With the umbrella, you're brilliant.
So I found this wonderful seller on Etsy who does these beautiful custom monogrammed and embroidered linens. And I chose this monkey theme with the parasol, perfect. And I was able to specify the colors of his coat and the parasol and the colors of the thread for the monogram. And we used LH for Lenox Hill.
Well, it's actually Leesdahl, Eric's last name, initials, and I'm the boyfriend from hell, so it's just perfect.
So when I determined the theme with the monkeys and found the napkin design online, I kind of used that as a springboard. And then we, of course, ransacked our China vault in the basement and came up with the linens. Philip had these wonderful silk topper that he had embroidered, and this was made in India, custom for him. And then I just found a solid orange undercloth to put with it, and found the Lynn Chase plates online. And also another Etsy find were the fans, these little, which we had, they're stamped Flights of Fancy, which is the theme for the evening.
And I had these Pierre de silver-plated pheasants and other rare birds for the Flight of Fancy theme. They seem to work out too. And where did you find these?
Oh, those are, so the silver, the French tumblers, these are from Tour d'Argent in Paris. So I was able to find these online at some point years ago and bought a whole set of them.
And of course the Regency Épergne is something from the collection made in 1811 by Paul Storr. A little bit of history and presence and scale. So it's a really nice pedestal for the flowers from the Bedminster florist and also from our monkey from the Golden Nugget flea market. Except we did discuss placement of dessert pieces and so forth today, which was sort of funny. We both had the same ideas and the same good instincts, and it worked out in the end. We don't really have any issues.
No, because we're usually on the same page.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is the craziest morning. I mean, from unloading on 41st Street to being in this amazing room with all of these incredible designers, it's the most awe-inspiring day. I dread it and love it so much. And then once we get to this stage, it's so invigorating, and I'm always so honored to be here. This is my 4th time at this event. It started in December, so it's a process. I have a tabletop brand called Fet Home, and have traditionally been known for table linens. But in essence, I live with color and pattern, and that's sort of my passion and soul. So when Derek told us what the theme was, Flights of Fancy, it was so amazing because I'm about to launch a big fabric and wallpaper collection. And one of my new patterns is titled Reverie, which is what you see on my table. And reverie, by definition, is a state of being lost in one's own thoughts. So what better theme to show off this new pattern, which I'm so proud of. Okay, so Flights of Fancy, I immediately thought of a hot air balloon. Again, my pattern's name is Reverie, and what better daydream or flight of fancy to have a hot air balloon and butterflies and bubbles. So the tricky thing was the engineering of it, and I have to say, my husband was a huge help because I started with a huge helium balloon, but helium's so unpredictable. And then I moved to a beach ball, which was just shiny and kind of funny. And then I thought paper lantern, which was amazing. The tricky thing is paper lanterns are meant to hang, not to sit on something. So it was really up until about midnight last night where my husband was rigging this umbrella stand / shower curtain rod / incredible frame inside my paper lantern. And he's the one who helped me lift my balloon. But it was, again, it was all sort of based on my pattern. It's being lost in a daydream and happiness. My tagline is sophisticated joy, and that's how I try to live my life. So
that's where we are. In terms of what I have on the table, I am a firm believer in mixing patterns and colors, and if it sparks joy with you, then it's right for you. So I think they tend to be afraid of setting a table with wild and crazy things, but some of the elements I've used, these amazing plates from Maison Madison, I sell on my website. The napkins are, again, my pattern. Glassware is Zafrano, which are so pretty and just have really nice detail. The flatware, I'll be honest with you, is from Amazon, which I just fell in love with because of the coloring, and it's kind of funky and modern, so I thought it was a nice play with sort of a more traditional French Indian pattern. And then for napkins, I'm a believer in whatever you feel is fun for your dinner or your party. I'm often found stuffing a napkin in a glass because I think it's festive and sort of fireworky. For this event, I did decide to do a fold, which I'm happy to show you. It's not too terribly hard. If you take your napkin, fold it in a simple triangle, we're not going to do major origami here, and you just do a fold, a fold, and a fold, and a fold, and you turn it over. And just roll it up. And then you just tuck the edge into the original fold. And you have this charming shape, which you could stick a sprig of flowers in, put a ribbon around. I just think it makes it a little bit more festive.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Coral Harper. I'm an interior designer, and I've been involved with Lennox Hill for about 20 years. I've done several tables, I think 10 consecutive tables, 10 years in a row, and now I'm one of the honorary chairs just helping out. And you?
Well, I'm Harry Heisman. I'm also an interior designer. I've been doing this event for longer than I'd like to admit, I guess. It's probably longer than, you weren't born when I first did this. Well, it's not a chaos, it's a creative
chaos, right?
So, which is a big difference because chaos is negative, creative chaos is a good thing. So we're all here amidst gardens and trees and flowers that have been cut and people folding napkins and putting decorations on their tables. And what's most surprising is every year, even after all this time, there's always new things to see and new things to pick up on, new details to look at, and sort of, be a little on the competitive side too. Who has the best napkin fold?
Yeah. Every year we do get 30 to 40 designers, and I think what's interesting is you have this huge space here at Cipriani where the ceilings are infinite, right? And we squeeze 10 people at these table settings, so it is fun to see everyone. We do have a theme, but everyone kind of comes up with their own unique idea to create these over-the-top tabletops. I think the most interesting part is the setup because we have to do this all in one day. So everyone gets here first thing in the morning, you're loading things in, you've got flowers, you've got china, you've got crystal, you've got silver, you've got whatever accessories you're using. And then we have this glamorous event. There's cocktails, there's a black tie party, there's dinner, there's dancing. We raise a lot of money. And then at the end of the night, everyone has to take this all down. So this is literally from 9 a.m. until midnight. It's a full day event. Everyone kind of comes together. You get to know so many different people that you probably haven't met before from all over the country because you have to kind of come in and get it all done.
I'm Harry Heisman, and I'm showing you my, I don't actually know what number table this is. It's probably 25 or something like that. We've been joking before, I probably did this longer than I want to admit to. So most people weren't born when I started doing these tables. Inspiration behind this is I started with a fabric like you do, and it's a Cecil Beaton special fabric that has flowers that have wings. And then, of course, the main event is the centerpiece, which sort of started off with this 1970s German store display, which is a hand that's holding a bowl. And I worked together with my friend Emily Thompson And I just asked her to do her thing, and she's just like the foremost magician in my book on floral fantasies. And she suggested to do this sort of floral tornado, which I think she really created. So it's like a mix of like a flame, a tornado, whatever you want to interpret it. And then I have another wonderful thing. My friend Chris Miller made these chargers, and this is the first time they're going to be shown. They have this beautiful star rim. And then I wanted to show you really quick, because we talked about the napkin folding before, how I like to fold my napkins. It's sort of my to-go-to fold because I can do it in my sleep at this point. So the napkins are made of the same fabric that the tablecloth is made from. I have a wonderful friend who's a seamstress who does this for me. Her name is Maureen McNamee, and I'm just going to show you. You turn the napkin upside down. It's a square napkin. You fold in the four corners. You sort of do this again and fold them to the center. It needs a little help and actually works best when the napkins are brand new or starched. Then you turn this around. You fold them to the center one more time. Sorry, this is taking a little minute. And then you go underneath and pull these corners out. And then you do that again and pull the other edges out. I know this looks easier. I mean, it's actually not that complicated, but after you did it like a few times, you sort of master it, and then your napkin is done.
Hi, my name is Andrea Stark, and Ashley Stark and myself have created this table of hope. So our inspiration was the lemon. The lemon is purity, freshness, health, and hope for the future. We're in a very chaotic world, and the theme of this evening is flights of fancy. Therefore, the lemon and the bird. And we need our birds, we need our fruits and vegetables to sustain our world. And that's how it really came about. So when I was doing the tablecloth is Jardin de Chine, which is one of our most popular fabrics from Stark Scalamandre. Again, spring-like, fresh, and again, relating to the lemon tree. The napkins are monogrammed with my initials, so I could use them again, of course. The leaf underneath is organic, and the plates, the famous cabbage plates, are, again, of the earth. Everything is of the earth. The eggs, when I had the nests that I decided to do, have a special message. So what we did was, and this is really interesting, we painted the egg, we blew out the yolk, and then I'm actually going to crack one for you so you could see. See, I love messages. Often I've done tables before with monogrammed napkins of love, hope, charity, and kindness, but watch. Tonight, there is a message inside of this. Oh my gosh. So all of the eggs, and I cracked this one, was supposed to have a message like this, hope. But when I cracked it, guess what? I think I forgot to put in every single one. This is definitely a moment of creativity, sort of not going the way you want it to be, and hope. I hope the rest of the eggs have proper messages in them, because I took so much time to do this. I think I made a little mistake, but here. So actually, this one is going to be broken, and I'm going to put the word hope inside of right by the nest, so you know what the messages are supposed to be. So the table decor. I always work with Plaza Flowers, who I love, and I wanted to create this enormous canopy of lemons and birds, but especially the cardinal, because the cardinal is so colorful. And I think now everybody is their own person. You can be your own person, you can wear color, you can be whoever you are. That cardinal represents being yourself and being different. Recently, I spoke at Iris FL's memorial in Florida, and she was all about accepting who you are and being different. And that's why I especially use the red cardinal. The red cardinal is a thing of beauty, but unto itself, it's a different bird. Like Iris, rara avis. And I love the garden, I love gardens, and I wanted to do yellow again to complement the lemons in the tree. And I hope everybody has a great time tonight, and may there be hope for a less chaotic world and peace. The little boxes, again, are my favorite fragrance. It's Japanese quince by Seda de France, candles. And again, I love the presentation of this. And jasmine, again, a floral scent that provides a wonderful fragrance of life and in your home. Should I crack all of these open to see how many mistakes I made? Maybe I need a lot more hope.
So hi, I'm Lori Miller from LGC Interior Design. I'm excited to be presenting our tabletop for Lenox Hill Neighborhood House. And we partnered with Angel Salazar Design this year because we wanted something truly a flight of fancy. And that's the theme of this year's gala. So we thought that the magnificent Peacock, as you can see, meet Monique, exemplified what a flight of fancy is with her beautiful colors. She's completely made of orchids, and there's also a fancy name for them, but don't ask me to pronounce that. And then as we go up, she is all completely hand beaded. So her elegant dress is fabric along with individual hand beaded beads, hand applied. And then we come up to her beak, which is also handmade and custom designed with also glitter and her little peacock feathers up on top of her head. So it took 2 weeks to make, and we went back and forth on the design several times, trying to figure out the wood, what we were going to put as a pedestal, and we thought that the natural wood and having her curved would enable her to sit nicely on top of the table.
After all of the hours of hard work, the room was sparkling. It was a beautiful night celebrating Lenox Hill Neighborhood House. Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.